Hello my fellow followers of the Samurai players, the Rip here, with a match of playoff stage of Aggony 1v1 Championship 2012 between Colonel Bob and Forrester. And honestly, I have a huge confidence hit after watching yesterday's cast of a game between Killerfish and Pointman, and it was casted by Russian Prince and Game Dude. And I don't know how should I compare with that. It's just not possible. I can't do that. Still, show must go on, and if I will not cast this game, who will? No one probably, and it's still a game to see. Or should I say the match to see? Well, I will explain it as we go. Now let's take a look at army compositions, and Colonel Bob have a composition that Personally, I would call it the best suited for this map. Look at this. 2 shogi ties with 3 chevrons, so it's morale and 2 attack upgrades. 2 vanilla spear levy, black bear infantry, and here he have Royal Marines, another black bear infantry, and 1 more spear levy. His cavalry are 4 Yariki with 6 chevrons and Imperial Guard cavalry with 2 chevrons. No, 2 Yariki have 5 chevrons. Okay. And this is you can say a signature move of Colonel Bob. Two upgrades in speed of this Imperial Guard cavalry, and you will see how he use it. Now for Forrester, quite a heavy line composition. United States Marines here with white BS, black BS, 150 range. I will stop this. 1 more 150 range black bears. So interesting. White BS, Azure Dragon Force, and Azure Dragon Force. His general is Bushido Gen with 3 points in gun, and full level 6 Yariki. And general for Colonel Bob is 1 point in gun, and it's Bushido Gen. And the reason I stopped it, I want to discuss compositions a bit. So 3 150 range units, and they all in this vicinity. For Forrester, smart thing to do. Because this is an area where you can actually make use of 150 range units. And here you actually cannot. And the same idea for Colonel Bob, but I like it more because he can use his 150 range unit, Royal Marines, here, just to control this area. And here, this is a perfect place to rush. At least he can put his melee rush here, and just keep it here as a threat, and his opponent, he cannot get closer than this, because if he gets on this side of this small river, he is done for. He cannot run from this rush. With this composition, he can do nothing. And that is because Colonel Bob, just by having this composition, have a clean advantage in the middle. And dodges are archery dodge, farmhouse, and here we have workshop. But I want to focus on how Killer Bob uses his Imperial Guard cavalry. There will be very interesting piece of information for us, considering these 2 speed upgrades. Maybe I'm spoiling the fun here by talking about it beforehand, but now he is going to use it. And nothing happens there, really. Cavalry contesting the dodger. Look at this. 4 men left, 9 killed. And it is fast, it's running. But now Forrester changed his orders to get this Yariki. But what important here is that this unit, 7 men lost, with 2 upgrades in attack, in speed, it can actually run away from Yariki if you react in time. And here, look at this. This is a very strange for me. Probably it's because Forester cavalry were tangled up a little bit with this Imperial Guard cavalry, and Colonel Bob had a clean charge. Look at this. Equally strong hierarchy here, but Colonel Bob getting clear win, absolutely evident win. And here Forester actually moves closer, just in time, to help a little bit this hierarchy, but overall look how this baiting Imperial Guard cavalry worked. 2 units of very expensive hierarchy for Forester are destroyed. And what Colonel Bob lost? Well, half a unit of Black Bear infantry, which will rout but come back from routing later. And on this flank, honestly, Forester have a sound line advantage. You see, he pushes here, and Colonel Bob doesn't know what to do. He is trying to switch his melee rush to this side, which isn't a good decision. You can't rush through here, and he understands that, I hope. See, but what's happening now is very important. Look at this. Forester actually splitting his forces, and now his line here moving, and Colonel Bob decides to use it to rush just at this moment when this line is still in the move. And you see how it there is a little bump here that well, it's not like this bump will stop Forester from shooting. And here very strange thing happening. You see, they both not really controlling this side very well, because the rush going on here. But there is no waves. So, and here this strong 150 range units, this is a magical line which really separates the forces of Forester. And Forester right now have 2 cavalry units less. So that all together, having 2 more cavalry units, and honestly, Forester have no cavalry left at all. You see, he have to charge his cavalry into this Shogitais just to slow them down, but he can't shoot because he have no waves. So he does the right thing actually. He pushes here because he cannot help this fight with these units because there is no line of sight. But Colonel Bob just retreats. So these units are doing nothing while this contingent of Forester are dying in the forest. His general is caught. So concrete details of this match isn't that important as a global idea of these compositions. Composition of Colonel Bob are just more well suited. He have 2 components, one line component for this part of the map and other component for rushing in this part of the map. And Forester, this line component, he just cannot stop the rush. If you put your stronger line here, and you see how instead, even in this situation, Colonel Bob doesn't clump his melee rush together. He's charging, you see, he's spreading his melee rush. Very smart thing to do, and he is flanking with his cavalry. Interesting here. And look at these attack orders. He ignoring this 150 range white bears. He knows that this black bear with 150 range is more important target. Cavalry connecting here without giving these white bears any shots, pulling through and going for this Azura Dragon Force. This is over. And it wasn't evidently over. Look at this. Royal Marines, half unit. And this line units, if Colonel Bob didn't retreat here, this flank of his would collapse. And it would be like Ine and Jan going around. So this is very important. You retreat from where your opponent's stronger, but just retreat just enough to get better terrain. And then another part, you attack where you're stronger. It's a basic idea, and this is your best way to win ladder matches. I mean, honestly, Colonel Bob is very good at utilizing such a mistake of his opponents. We are yet to see Colonel Bob playing a seasoned tournament veteran. So I don't know how he will show himself in with proven opponent, let's say it that way. But against your average tournament opponent, he does very well. If you do some mistake with composition or some mistake with timing your attack, he will not forgive you. And this game, it's just a game from a playbook. Typical composition that most of the time will work on this map. Small rush contingent for the middle hill. 150 range units, at least one of them, for that open area just to slow down your opponent. Some line, shooting cavalry isn't necessary for this map, but very helpful for skirmishing, because map are quite big for 1v1. There is a lot of place for cavalry to run around. So very balanced composition and used in a right manner. Now let's take a look. 50 man difference in deployed manpower and 400 man difference in effectiveness. So Imperial Guard Cavalry, and these two speed upgrades, it's not like they absolutely need it, but you have seen how Colonel Bob use it. He uses it to annoy you. He gets so close, he shoots at you, and you know from your previous experience that you can catch it. It's so close, you send your Yaruki, and it's just not enough. And you bait it in that cavalry fight where you counter-charged, and your cavalry doesn't get a clear charge bonus, and you lose one or two cavalry, and game is done. It's a small push that Colonel Bob needs to throw you away, to throw your balance away, to throw you off balance. And I love this touch. It's such a small thing, but it's a real signature move. Because I never seen this before. I understand that people probably use it somewhere, but this is the second game of Colonel Bob I cast from this tournament, and second game I see this Imperial Guard Cavalry, and it's a perfect bait, and I love it. I absolutely love it. His Yaruki did well, obviously, after Blitzkrieg Bob, and obviously after getting that 2 Yaruki advantage, and after forcing Forrester to throw away his Yaruki to try and slow down melee rush, Yaruki of Colonel Bob got all they got freedom to kill line, which is what you want with your cavalry. Royal Marines did okay. They weren't main killing power in this game. And all other units killed just enough. 150 range of Forrester did good, and all other did okay, but not enough as well. Now let's take a look at the second game on the same map, Kurobe Gorge, and it will be as interesting in small details. And here we go. Right now Colonel Bob leading with 1-0 score, and this is the second game of this match of playoff stage of Aggony 1v1 Championship of 2012, and it's still Kurobe Gorge. And let's take a look. And after the first game, let's take a look. After the first game, Forrest did some tweaking in his build. Smart decision. level 2 Shogitais for him. Azure Dragon Force, Whitebeards. His general, Whitebeard, Vanilla. Royal Marines. Another Vanilla Whitebeard. He have Yariki, Imperial Guard Cavalry, Vanilla. Yariki level 8 boss. Wow. And here, so full level 8 Yariki. Let me stop this. I just have to see what he have. 11 morale, 10 defense is usual, 24 attack. I guess he have speed upgrade. Probably. He probably does. Okay, now let's take a look at Colonel Bob. Only, well, not only, but still 2 Shogitais, vanilla ones. 3 Spear Levy, his general. Level 5 Yariki, level 4 Yariki. Here he have levels 2 level 6 Yariki and Imperial Guard Cavalry with 2 upgrades in speed again. And his lines this time, Black Tortoise Force, Black Tortoise Force, Black Tortoise Force. You don't need stronger line in the middle, probably, difficult to say. And here he have Royal Marines. So very similar build. With the difference being less upgrades on cavalry of Colonel Bob and with more spears on Colonel Bob's side, and those spears will be a real pain for Forrester, I believe. Let's take a look. It seems like here we have an archery dojo, and in the middle we have sword dojo and shrine. And look at this, getting higher ground charge. I'm not sure if it's higher ground here, but in this engagement I didn't show it well enough. Forrester was in more compact formation. It was almost square, and Colonel Bob had 3-row formation here. So his cavalry wrapped around, and I'm not sure that every time you will get something like this. But look at this. He's already winning 6-man while having the same melee stats. And this is important. Just look at the cost. Level 6 Yariki, level 8 Yariki. This one will fight longer because of morale upgrades, but I mean, it's level 7. Do you really need level 8? I don't know. I don't know here. In this fight, one more thing interesting. Look at this invisible corner. Oh man, this cavalry, it's like fighting 3 or 5 men here. Nothing really happening in this area. And this Imperial Guard Cavalry getting shots at this Imperial Guard Cavalry, and look at this, already decimating them. 24 kills. Maybe I shouldn't have slowed this fight, but stopped this fight, but I will slow it down. And you see, while 2 units of Forrester there, Colonel Bob decides not to take his chances and make it sure he wins this cavalry fight. So he abandons Sword Dojo and takes initiative in his hands and sends his cavalry here. And this one is winning. It's clearly winning because it got a nice surround here. Now Forrester reacts, but he gets a volley from Royal Marines. What a bad pathfinding. Awful, awful. This cavalry could have turned tides of this battle. But now, again, you see this Colonel Bob winning cavalry fight again. Because this Yariki is done. And it's, I don't understand. While having more morale, Forrester having less kills, and you can't. And it's clear that Colonel Bob doesn't pull through or anything. It's a clean, prolonged melee fight. So I assume he have better initial charge and nice moving. he is moving his Royal Marines just in time. And you see, nothing happening here. Nothing going on the flank. And now Colonel Bob, seeing that he have an advantage here, moving more cavalry here, got an advantage in this small cavalry fight, and now he tries to push it. He attacks this general. 29 attack, what a 6 stats, and here 26 attack. And you see, this reach. So Forrester will lose his general, but he may get a general of Colonel Bob. Will he? No. His hierarchy stopped, and general of Forrester dead, and now he will lose his last hierarchy. It still have an uphill advantage, but there is a shooting general nearby. There is a rally popped out. And now Forrester maybe will get some shoots with Whitebeards. Oh, and one more hierarchy getting back from routing for Colonel Bob. You see, it's like he getting small advantages. And it's no... You see how this fight going on? It's a bit of luck for Colonel Bob this time, I think. He's getting small advantages, and it doesn't seem like he's totally winning. So Forrester thinks that he can... I can slow this down, I can destroy this momentum. And he throws his units one by one. And Colonel Bob gets him one by one. Yeah, he gets it. Now he totally got an advantage of this flank. He got this reach, and he does nothing here. He moving his Royal Marines to flank, because this spear levy would rush through the forest. This Royal Marines will come later, and this cavalry will hit from the back. Your typical play, and Forrester feels like he needs to make something happen in the middle. So he sends his Shogitais with 2 chevrons. They are a bit stronger, and this is the other thing I want you to see. I will slow it down. Man, there is actually 2 very important things. I hope not to miss it. Now, while this look, full units of Royal Marines. And here we have 2 Shogitais, full alive. Look at this. No kills for boss. And they meet in the middle. Look. Look at this. Can you see this? What happened here? I don't understand this, but what happened in my opinion is Colonel Bob Shogitai, they were coming uphill and they went through this unit of Black Tortoise Force here. So they were slowed down and they didn't get charge bonus. Look at this. So they killed 1 man. Can you believe it? 1 man killed. And they have a clean attack order. I don't understand this. And it's not about having such a huge melee attack advantage. In fact, lol, they don't have melee attack advantage. I mean, Forrester doesn't have melee attack advantage because of this sword dojo. Melee attack stats are the same, 23 against 23. Can you see it? So this one charge, which wasn't working for Colonel Bob and worked for Forrester, gave Forrester 72 kills already. And this Shogitai, they lost this fight. And I need to get back a little. This is, I mean, these small things, but just because this Shogitai went through this Black Tortoise Force, if anyone can explain me this better, because this is absolutely sick. But now, these Shogitai is starting to get some kills very fast. You see? Seconds. In seconds, This routing Shugitai of Colonel Bob got 46 kills. It was 1 second. This Shugitai is very sick unit, strange. And look here, this is another very important thing. Royal Marines getting charged by 2 depleted Yariki from the front, 1 from the side. We will see this in slow motion because, look, well, it's probably because there is no general on the field. 100 men. And under friendly fire, I assume. 78. And at 78 men, or at 87 men, these Royal Marines not only rout, but shatter it. And usually, you know, when you charge 3 depleted cavalry units into the United States Marines, for example, it's a sure way to lose your cavalry. But here, Colonel Bob got this unit, and because he didn't charge from the front. Well, he did 2 of his units, but 1 he charged from the side. It's and all these small things just to take your time to manage your cavalry better. Maybe hit from the rear if you have enough patience. And now, well, this game is over. And these 2, I believe these 2 small episodes is very important to understand the mechanic of the game. If you can consistently pull out such a moves, like Forrester did here and like Colonel Bob did here, if you can do that consistently, if you have enough micro, I wouldn't say that you will be able to do it on tournaments because your opponent will not get you so much time to think and micro, but you will own ladder. You will completely own it if you know how to do these things. Oh man. And overall, it was a game where there wasn't any clean build advantage for Colonel Bob this time. But yet again, little by little, he won cavalry fight. He baited, he did it very good with against Gigi, and now he does it against Forrester. He plays somewhat passively, right? He have a very solid, very stable central infantry force, and he have just enough cavalry at the flank to bait you and to deal with you. And this time, because of the spear levy, obviously Colonel Bob have 300 men more, and he 400 men more effective. And you see, Forrester killed more of his men. I know. Colonel Bob actually killed 30 of his men, and Forrester only killed 10 of his own men. Interesting. I'm sorry. So, yet again, cavalry did good, Royal Marines did good, Shogitais not so well, and even with support of Black Tortoise Force near, these Shogitais were destroyed in seconds. It's amusing fight. I mean, absolutely. I can't explain it clearly. Maybe my explanation is right. Maybe they tangled up in Black Tortoise Force, in retreating Black Tortoise Force, and didn't get clean charge bonus. And at the same time, they were charged by Forrester's Shogitai. Very interesting. At least for me, as I told many times already, I'm not very good with melee fights. With reading melee fights. So mainly, Colonel Bob yet again won this by utilizing his cavalry force to the maximum and doing just okay with his other units. This time Imperial Guard cavalry of Colonel Bob were absolutely useless because he mismicroed them. He was using them to help a melee fight, and at the same time this Imperial Guard cavalry of Forrester destroyed just that one unit of Imperial Guard cavalry of Colonel Bob. And this single unit of Shogitai that did well, that did very well. Azure Dragon Force, okay, and other units, total fail. You see, this is what you can do with Royal Marines using only 3 half units of Yariki of level 5. That's what you can do if you time your charge right. And if you killed his general before. Important thing to consider. And the sword dodge, of course, helped pretty much. Okay, and maybe these Royal Marines weren't in Guard mode, and when your Marines charge by your opponent's cavalry, you want to put them in the Guard mode and give them attack order by hand, not let them fight on their own. Click an attack order. Okay then, 2-0 in favor of Colonel Bob in this playoff match. We will see how third game goes. My voice is starting to fail slowly but surely, but I'm going to finish this match, no matter what. And it's a third game, it's Crossroads, and it's Colonel Bob against Forrester. And yes, this is a playoff match of Aggony 1v1 Championship 2012. It's a round of 16, I believe. And the game is starting. And I don't have enough berries. Yeah, I need to get rid of my illness first. So here we go. Colonel Bob have 2 Yariki of level 6 and Imperial Guard cavalry with 2 upgrades in speed hidden in this forest. You have a melee rush here. Level 3 Shogitai, level 1 Shogitai and level 3 Shogitai. So he prefers to have a strong flanks, because middle will be shot in pieces anyway, right? 3 vanilla spear levies. And some line contingent here. Vermilion Bird Force. And 2 black tortoise forces. Nice touch here with this Vermilion Bird Force. You want this arrow to help your rush and your black tortoise forces. And 2 level 5 Yariki here. His general is Bushido Gen with gun enabled, 26 attack. By the way, dodgers, sword dodger here, shrine here, and workshop here. And you see Forrester brought melee rush as well. Level 1 Shogitai, level 2 Shogitai, and level 2 Shogitai. So all 3 dodges are very important for both of them. Now spear levy here, Yarikachi on the back. Spear levy, Yarikachi, oh my. So 3 Yarikachi instead of these 3 line units. Kinda. And 1 more Yarikachi and spear levy. What a build! So full melee infantry. Rush on all sides. What a build! Ballsy, I should say ballsy. It's kinda scary to put this if your opponent brings cavalry heavy composition. Yariki level 4. Vanilla Yariki, what? 1 more spear levy and 1 more. No, Yarikachi. Shogun at Guard Cavalry Vanilla. Yariki level 4, Yariki level 2, but. And General have 3 points in gun and 26 attack, so it's. But only 10 defense, Bushido Gen, and let's take a look at where do we have. Look at this 80 defense, melee defense. And the thing is, this unit of Imperial Guard Cavalry now is the bane of Forrester's army. It's like he have no tools, no real tools against this. his cavalry is too weak. His general only has 30 men. It's very risky to use it against this Imperial Guard cavalry. So only thing Forrester can do, and the only thing he actually intends to do, is to rush right away. And what Colonel Bob wants to do, he wants to kite. He wants to use this Imperial Guard cavalry to maximum effectiveness. And I have already seen this game, and it isn't that evident why it ended as it ended. So you see, keeping his cavalry is kind of safe, even so the vanilla ones. Their purpose is not to fight cavalry of Colonel Bob, using this cavalry behind the spears. But no, he is actually charging these Shogitais now. Yes, he wants it, but charging these spear levies wasn't smart at all. And look, kinda. And well, these Yariki are too weak. They will lose here, so it seems like Forrester going to lose his cavalry. It's kinda... But it seems like his rush is getting nice movement here, engaged in this fight with these two Shogitais. On even ground, no one have a uphill advantage there. And here these three units of cheap cavalry of Forrester actually got rid of this Yariki of Colonel Bob. But now he's charging the spear levy, trying to catch Imperial Guard cavalry. And this is what you call too much going on at the same time. He just clicking attack orders for his cavalry, Forrester, I mean. He doesn't really have time to think here, because it's failing here, right? His melee rush getting stopped here, and he can't catch this line, which is a very important. And now he's losing his momentum. He truly losing it. His general is caught by this Yariki, and it's over. It's over. Yeah. And it's kinda, at the second, it seemed like he almost catched this line here. A line of Colonel Bob. But in the end, this cavalry advantage, look how Colonel Bob got yet again, he gets to use his cavalry at the maximum. Look at this, 140 kills. Got the general. He have a very good eye for the map, I should say. Very good. Despite all these things going on, he have a very good multitasking, right? It's man, I wish I could do this. Well, sometimes I pull it out, but I wish I could do this consistently. And this Colonel Bob winning this playoff match 3-0, and beautifully played. And still, now I really want to see Colonel Bob playing someone who winners of previous tournaments. I have to see. I don't remember who he is going to play to in round of 8, but I hope it's someone scary. I kinda interested in this player now. I want to see him playing a more difficult game, because Forrester even thought he's quite a good player. It's not your average ladder player, obviously. He came so far, he did very good, but he lacks just a bit, as we have seen in these matches, he lacks a little bit of game feel. And it's probably the bane of Russian community, in my opinion. They play with each other too much. And honestly, when you play in Russian community and then come and play with let's say, world community, you feel how much more variety bigger community have. So much more builds, so much more game plans, even with balanced builds. You just don't meet it so much in Russian tournaments. And this is why it's good that Russian players come to the world and test their build and their game sense. It's a nice lesson, I think. It should help us all evolve. What can I tell? Much more infantry heavy build for Forester, so much more manpower, but it just wasn't effective. And obviously with such a... It was too focused. This build would work well against line heavy composition, and you see, this is probably why Forester brought it. Russian players play too much line spam build. They play too much Armstrong plays. I mean, you see the line heavy compositions all the time, and that is why such a rush feels safe, because it works. It just works against average Russian community player, unfortunately. But Colonel Bob brought yet again very balanced composition, and I showed you 5 games of Colonel Bob so far, and in all 5 games he brought somewhat balanced compositions. He have a shooting cavalry, he have a strong Yariki contingent, right? He have some melee units, and he have a line, and sometimes he have 150 range, sometimes he doesn't. So very balanced builds, and this is why I love his play so much. I want to see this balanced build with some variations to be played more. I don't like to see full melee rush. It's interesting from time to time to see very cavalry heavy play or full melee play, but it's not that interesting in a long term, because you want to see different tools to be played differently in different games according to situation. And this is what Colonel Bob showed us. Oh man, maybe I'm praising him too much. Yes, I surely do praise him too much. Okay, now he was 500 man more effective this time. And where that effectiveness came from? Well, his Shogitais and cavalry and his Vermilion bird force. That's where he got his effectiveness. Well, his Shogitais obviously got some work to do against all that melee units of Forester, and this Yariki charging backs, killing that cheap cavalry of Forester, killing that general. Oh man, beautiful, beautiful play. Imperial Guard cavalry didn't do that much, but they baited 3 units of cavalry into the spear levy. Yet again, nice positioning, nice running. I like it, as you can guess. And no unit of Forester got over the 100. But still, his cavalry did well, I should say. Probably it was the cavalry that charged Shogitais at the beginning, and then killed couple of... which one? This Yariki was destroyed probably by these 3 ones. But then they charged Spear Levy and died. What can you do? Yarikach and Shogitais didn't do all that much, because they didn't get clear charge, and because they were clumped up with all that spears, and because they were shooted at by line of Colonel Bob. And this one, you see, didn't lose that much, but routed by being backcharged by cavalry. Well played. I would say well played by both players. It's not like Forrest gave up this match completely. No, it was he lost in misreading this, misreading the first map, a little bit misreading in cavalry engagement in a second game, and certainly misreading a possible build of Colonel Bob with his expectations. His expectations were wrong, but he certainly did a good job moving his units all around. And certainly very well played for Colonel Bob. And that's all for this match. 3-0 and Colonel Bob advance into the next round. As I already told, so it's time to stop this casting already. See you later, guys. See you later.